There's the bridge.
Horizon Forbidden West might not have a 2 after it, but it is the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. Guerrilla's PlayStation exclusive took us all by surprise, and now you can't think about PlayStation's mascots without including Aloy, or Baeloy as she's known in my flat, in the roster. Sequels almost always switch things up, but the extent to which Horizon Forbidden West is modernising Horizon Zero Dawn and ironing out some of its less finessed features is something you're gonna wanna know about. Especially if you've played the first game, as there were things in there that are beginning to show their age, like the clunky UI, some inaccurate traversal, and more. So, allow me. Here's 23 ways Horizon Forbidden West is better than Horizon Zero Dawn already. Pointy and sharp and good if you were desperate was mainly how you could describe Aloy's Spear in Horizon Zero Dawn. With most of the focus, pun intended, I'm so sorry, on ranged attacks, melee was left for giving the final stab to critically wounded robots, the odd stealth attack, and overriding machines. Not so in Horizon Forbidden West. Signs indicate that there are new spear attacks and more opportunity for Aloy's Spear to be used in combat, as you can now charge it for a more powerful attack. I wonder if you'll be able to create melee builds in Forbidden West, instead of being gently nudged into the ranged build. Mind you, Aloy is a Nora hunter, so her using ranged weapons and putting as much distance between her deadly prey, its teeth, and her flesh does make sense, I guess. One of the reasons why the spear is more useful in Horizon Forbidden West is because there's a new kind of attack on the block, Valor Surges. Judging by what we've been told so far, these are a new class of special abilities which deal more damage and look dramatic as all hell. You can see your equipped Vala Surge in the UI at the bottom, with the purple bar in this gameplay demonstration being refilled when you damage enemies. When it's full, looks like you can use your Vala Surge. Nifty.
Raiders said they were heading for the old bridge.
Plenty of good company awaits when it comes to rejuvenated weapons, as there are a lot more things that will let you kick the ever-living hell out of your opponents. Launch explosive javelins with the Ossaram spike thrower, use the tanakh bow or the Nora elite bow to fire arrows from afar, and with no mention of the warbow or the sharpshooter bow and Aloy's advanced combat abilities hinting that this gameplay demo took place a ways into Horizon Forbidden West, I think those old models might have been the first rung on the ladder of weapon upgrades. Which leads me on to workbenches. No longer do you have to buy progressively better versions of weapons to deal more damage, now you can upgrade Aloy's arsenal at a workbench. Guerrilla enigmatically said it'd have more to say about that later, so, for now, exactly what upgrading entails is a mystery. Likelihood is, as well as dealing more damage, you'll probably be able to choose which bits of the weapon to upgrade like in scores of other games. Faster reload speeds, longer slow-mo when aiming, stuff like that. The usual suspects. This, I reckon, will be locked behind a level up skill point unlock, but Aloy has a bigger weapon wheel in Forbidden West. 4 weapons simply wasn't enough to choose from in the late game of Zero Dawn, even with the different ammo types, so the option to beef out the weapon wheel is a welcome sight. Gone are the days of having solely elemental damage ammo. Sticky projectiles, explosive javelins, and high volley arrows await in Forbidden West. Some of these are pretty easy to figure out, like the sticky projectiles literally sticking your foe in a glob of glue or something, and the exploding javelins, but others are a bit more enigmatic for now, like the high volley arrows. I assume they can be fired at a higher rate than normal arrows, but we'll wait and see. Enemies can pick Aloy up and throw her around. Any other time I'd be into that, but in this context I'd much rather just fire some arrows into their eye. One cool thing this shows, however, is that enemies are more dynamic in Horizon Forbidden West, as now they can disrupt Aloy instead of just damaging her, maybe moving you away from a bit of cover, or further away from something you're trying to pick up. The pick up and chuck thing still deals damage, of course, it's just a cool way of making things a little bit different. Mad respect to the wooden or stone waist-high walls in Horizon Zero Dawn, as they did keep Aloy safely shielded from attacks and saved my health bar on multiple occasions. Cover in Horizon Forbidden West, however, is more fickle, and by that, I mean it's destructible. I love that this makes the world feel more dynamic, as you can't hunker down behind cover and use your bow from afar for very long. Aloy will have to alternate between weapons to counter unexpected close-up combat once the cover is gone, and find new ways to get an advantage over enemies. And that's the perfect excuse to talk about her new distraction abilities. Man, I'm really crushing these segues, huh?
Easy, easy.
Aloy doesn't exactly have pocket sand, but she can do this. That's a smoke bomb, by the way. Distraction abilities like these let Aloy get far away from foes under the cover of smoke, a better option than just legging it like in Horizon Zero Dawn and hoping they aren't hot on your heels. Stealth builds will love this too, as, speaking from a sneaky bastard's point of view, stealthing could feel a little unbalanced in Zero Dawn, as once you've been discovered by watchers or what have you, it's hard to go back into stealth without fleeing the area completely and quietly re-entering it when the searching has stopped. Time for facts. Traversal and climbing is more intuitive and fluid in Horizon Forbidden West. There's no unsightly yellow handholds or white ledges anymore, and it looks like you can climb on most things, hopefully making Forbidden West more like Assassin's Creed in terms of the freedom you have to explore vertically instead of just horizontally. If you prefer the old-style Zero Dawn yellow handholds, using the focus to send out a pulse and reveal climbing holds is always an option, meaning it's now useful for far more than detecting and tagging enemies, which is also kinda neat. Aloy has a new toy, the Pullcaster. Bet you can't guess what that does. It allows her to pull herself towards things, kind of like a superpowered version of the grapple that she used in the first game to rappel down sheer drops. Just another way traversal is upgraded in Forbidden West. Underwater sections. You were wondering when I was going to get to them, weren't you? Thanks to the diving mask, there's no limit on how long you can spend underwater, and thank the All-Mother for that, because it's a place you're going to want to explore. Under the waves, a stunning space awaits, with bioluminescent coral and plenty of seaweed to hide in if the snapmaws get a little too close for comfort.
Oh, don't mind me.
Currents give you a speed boost if you need it, but with the snapmaws circling, I wonder if there's underwater weapons Aloy can use. Horizon Forbidden West is expanding not only the amount that Aloy can explore, but also the type of places Aloy can explore, delving into the ocean in addition to new land biomes. It's cool, I'm into it, and I'm excited about it. Aloy has a lot of new toys, huh? Introducing the Shield Wing Glider, which you can use to escape enemies or surprise those fools from above, as was mentioned in the gameplay reveal, which makes me think there are going to be aerial stealth attacks. Looks very similar to a Shield Walker shield, doesn't it? So, could Aloy have taken it from our container-loving buddy and repurposed it? Quite possibly. In a vast change from the slightly stilted, waxy cutscenes in Horizon Zero Dawn, in Horizon Forbidden West they've engaged the cinematic factor. Dynamic, engaging scenes break up the action, with the facial animations having come on in leaps and bounds, meaning we're not stuck in the same repeated back and forth shots when in conversation. New machines are coming, and it could be just me, but these are getting me more excited than I expected. Possibly because we've got more dinosaur robots on the way. There's the Velociraptor-y Claw Striders, the Otter/Beaver Burrowers, and Sunwings, which are pterodactyls in all but name. And flesh and blood and stuff, but give the girl a break. Lonely Ears Everywhere will be thrilled to hear that one of Aaron's ears has some company in the form of his very own focus. So Aloy's no longer alone in being one of the only goodies with a focus, and might have a team helping her cure the blight. The Old One focuses might allow them to communicate over vast distances, and it means that her buds can use ancient technology too. Group exploration of bunkers and ruins could be on the cards. Now that Aloy isn't alone in having a focus, there's so many more possibilities for quests oriented around old world exploration, which I am very into. Colourful, yet very bloody is how I'd describe the tanakh, who were a much bigger part of Forbidden West than they were in Horizon Zero Dawn. Proponents of the classic, the whole strong will inherit the earth attitude, they pride themselves in their strength and combat abilities and engage in some light cannibalism via blood drinking. I always found them fascinating as the member of the tanakh tribe that we meet in Zero Dawn, number 1, admires Aloy due to her hunting prowess, and number 2, I'm intrigued to see how they'd be presented as a tribe obsessed with strength. Mind you, this Splinter faction don't identify as bandits at all and are called raiders in the closed captions, indicating they're probably a separate clan belonging to the tanakh, like the Shadow Carja. UI is at its best when it feels like a natural part of the game and isn't too invasive, and those are lessons that Horizon Forbidden West has learnt since Zero Dawn. Simplified, easy to read UI sticks to the very corners of the screen and isn't as large and unwieldy as the old UI. A more streamlined weapon wheel and indicators at the bottom of the screen are visible, and although we didn't see it, I'd bet the compass and health bar are equally minimalist too. Horizon Zero Dawn's UI did get in the way every now and again and intruded a bit too much on the game itself, so I'm glad to see it's been winnowed down. A far cry from the decrepit towers and single-story buildings, the ruins in Forbidden West have way more character to them. Distinct ruins poke up from the undergrowth, including tramcars, a diner, apartment buildings, and even a cathedral. These aren't just generic buildings. It feels like Guerrilla is trying to create a more distinctive ruins that we, in the modern day, can recognise, which does add more intrigue. San Francisco's ruins look denser than locations in Zero Dawn 2, which could be a sign that Forbidden West is going to have more expansive ruins, with whole towns relatively intact. I mean, intact, considering they were decimated centuries ago with rogue killer robot swarms, that is. Stealth attacks have more detail to them, with the animation looking smoother and quicker than the takedowns in Zero Dawn. Breakable bits of armor glow purple when you attack foes, giving you something to aim for and, if you aim right, snap off. I'm betting this is a skill Aloy unlocks later in the game, but it's cool nonetheless, as beforehand usually tear blast arrows were the only things that highlighted breakable parts, and then only when they got blown off a robot. Having the purple glow extend to humans is nifty, and it serves them right for wearing such heavy armor. Back to Valor Surges now, as it looks like right at the very end, Aloy is cordially presented with a weak point QuickTime-esque event after using her Vala Surge. You're taken straight into using an arrow against the enemy's weak point right at the very end, to presumably deal maximum extra damage. Valor Surges being a sequence of attacks of sort, if this pet theory of mine is correct, of course, is more advanced than the combat in Horizon Zero Dawn, as combos weren't really a thing in the game back then. So, very eager to see more of this. And to finish us off, machines have more advanced movesets. Just look at the Tremor Tusk. The Raider structure on its back is destructible, it swings its tusks around, it's equipped with 2 types of gun, it charges, stamps its electric feet, and just looks like a pretty challenging boss fight and all. Perhaps this is a sign that the machines in Forbidden West, like the Valor Surges I mentioned before, are going to have more inventive attacks that require advanced strategy on Aloy's part. She's got that covered though. She's Aloy, for God's sake. And that's 23 reasons Horizon Forbidden West is better than Horizon Zero Dawn already. If you enjoyed the video, thanks very much, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Eurogamer for more videos about video games, as we have a new one out every single day. You can also follow us on Instagram at Team Eurogamer, where you'll get daily updates about videos we have coming out, when we're doing live streams, and glimpses behind the scenes. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go, so remember to stay hydrated, folks, and I'll see you next time.